Hey guys, what's up? So, as you might be able to see or tell from the title or see on my desk right here, we're actually talking about my newest graphics card, the most recent one that I purchased, and today's graphics card is the R9 Fury X. Now, if you ever heard of this graphics card, I wouldn't blame you because it is rather old. It came around the same time as the GTX 980. And that's kind of its AMD equivalent. That's its NVIDIA equivalent. This is the AMD equivalent of the GTX 980 slash 980 Ti, depending. My desk is sticky, and I don't know why. Probably from the energy drinks. But as you can see, this card is very different from a lot of cards. It is very small physically, but it doesn't actually have an active cooler on it. It actually has its own closed-loop liquid cooler, which I can actually feel the liquid inside. It feels weird. And actually, it is my first ever 8-pin or dual 8-pin graphics card. So it has two 8-pin PCI Express power connectors, and it's also my first liquid cooled card ever. I bought this on eBay for around $100, and well, as to be expected, it came with a little bit of an issue. And if you can't tell what that is, those are bent fins on the radiator. Now, you're probably wondering, oh, is this just part 2 to the eBay video where you return it? Actually, believe it or not, I am going to keep this. For my reasons, now, I would not blame anyone if they returned it, because this was not labeled. It had a stock image, which I usually never trust, but I had to try it for the price, and eBay has great buyer protection, no seller protection. And I had to get it, and this is, its functionality is not extremely damaged by, even though it's a lot of bent fins, it still runs cool around like 28 degrees Celsius, which is amazing for a card. It is small though, and it's just cosmetic, and I paid a good price. So here's kind of my rule with eBay: if you don't disclose that there's cosmetic damage on the item you're selling, but I get a good price, and with this $100, I'll take it. I'll keep the item. If you do disclose, then obviously I'll still keep it because I meant to buy it with that. But if there's damage to the actual function of the item, I will always return it because I'm purchasing an item. So some cosmetic damage, and you don't even see this right here. It's disgusting to look at right now. But when it's mounted in a case, you never see it. I'm probably gonna mount a fan to the side anyway to help with pushing air through it to get the temps down. But you mount it to a case, and you just never see the back. So it's actually, this card I actually bought because my editing rig, I took the original, the RX 580 Red Devil from my editing rig, and then I needed a new one for the editing rig, so I could put the 580 in the budget build. And I was gonna buy a Vega 64 or even a Radeon 7, but I found this, and I've been looking at this for a while. One of my friends on here actually bought one for his collection, but his didn't come working. But mine is, so I'm very happy. I mean, yeah, this fin thing is really disappointing, but it's no damage to the card's functionality. And I've tested it firsthand. It is working, but we are going to actually install it in our system and see. So it actually took me a minute to realize how to install it because it's weird. It's awkward. And they are pretty short tubes. And we just rest it like that to kind of simulate how it would be mounted. We just leave it there. And alright, dual 8-pin connectors. We can just use the daisy chained ones on our power supply if we can get them to work. Now, the only thing I noticed, which is actually just the fact that it's generally an old card, is that the pump under load does tend to make some odd noises, but there's no leaks. It doesn't show signs of being broken in any way, and it works, and it maintains its clock. Its clock speed is 1050 megahertz, 4096 cores or whatever compute units, and it maintains it. So we'll take it. Let's turn this thing on. It's got beautiful red lights on it if you can't see them. There's none on this side. but the Radeon logo on the side lights up, the one on the front doesn't, and our fan is spinning, and we should receive... Oh, I haven't plugged it in. Go, display port, and just like that, we're in. Easy peasy. And it just works. What am I, NVIDIA? It just works. Yeah, it works. I've played games on it. I've tested... Actually, I'm going to launch PUBG. I haven't actually tested PUBG on it. I'm also going to launch GPU-Z. If you just buy a graphics card, or especially if you buy it off eBay, GPU-Z is a perfect way to tell if there's any damage, if it's broken, if it's not the right graphics card, because it'll tell you everything about the card. It's like, oh, who made it, what manufacturers it, what kind is it, Fiji, R9 Fury series. You can actually check the sensors. You can see that right now it is running, its GPU clock is running at 500 megahertz because it's not under load, and the temperature is 28 degrees Celsius, so that's how I checked. It's working, and you can feel there's liquid going through the loop, and I see no liquid on the outside, and the card is still working, so I can tell it's work, and that's why I'm going to keep it. So I'm not really sure exactly what this video is. It's mostly just to show you guys this awesome graphics card, which, of course, PUBG has to update, so I'm going to talk while waiting. So would I recommend buying this? For $100, we're going to figure out how, it performed in CSGO, so if you're playing competitive and you need a cheap PC, this, because don't forget, our RX 580 was like $200, approximately. RX 570 would be like $130, $150. This being $100, if you find it good used, it might be a good option for budget. Though it only has 4 gigabytes of memory, it is 4 gigabytes of HBM, which stands for high bandwidth memory, and it is AMD's first card, or at least its series, the Fury series. There is the Fury Nano and the regular R9 Fury. This is the Fury X. It's beautiful. To use HBM memory, and it's better than GDDR5, which most cards of that era use, and the RX 580 uses, though the RX 580 has 8 gigs. It really depends on what you need. It has a 4096-bit bus, compared to like a 256 or 512-bit bus that other memory has. This is like so much more. Why is it updating? I updated it like earlier today. And then, of course, we got our beautiful fan. The fan you can maybe change out the fan, but the thing is that it's, first of all, I think it's like a 90 millimeter, I don't know how big it is, but it's connected into the graphics card so that it knows to spin faster if the graphics card's hot or spin cold. Also, what do you guys think of my new set? I forgot to ask about that. I'm literally just trying to, I seriously just cut this part out while it's updating, but I'm trying to see if I can get the video to be an actual decent length for once. But, tell me what you guys think below of my new set. I hate that I have that window there. I'm going to probably take the curtains off so it looks less stupid. Or maybe I should really get like a bigger shelf behind me. I got this one. It's like $50. But yeah, I'm going to cut until it's updated, and I just want to see how it performs in PUBG. Wow, that's some quality content. Oh, we're back. All right. Let's launch PUBG. While we're waiting for that to launch, like, I'm trying to justify, or what am I trying? I don't know. This is so weird. I'm so bad at making videos. You're so unprofessional. I know, that's the point. I mean, my set looks more professional now, I think. I don't know. Like I said, tell me. I'm very proud of this. It took me a while. PUBG's taking a minute. So keep that in mind. It takes a minute to launch PUBG. My beautiful card. It's not hot or anything. Feels nice. Alright, let's see. 1200 FPS in the loading screen. That's what it says. Oh. Servers are too busy. Okay, that has nothing to do with this. So I don't know if you can hear that. It does make like a kind of... It makes some weird sounds. But inside an actual case, servers are too busy. Are you kidding me? 300 FPS on this screen. Okay, cool. We can't play PUBG. And we already know it runs CSGO. Well, that was disappointing. We'll maybe have to make a part 2 of us actually, but the servers are too busy. That's hilarious. That is amazing. We'll have to try again later to play PUBG, but the reason this card, actually, believe it or not, this card was actually originally made to, it was to combat the 980 and stuff like that from Nvidia. But 4K gaming was actually kind of not the goal, but almost the creation idea for it. Is that the 980 was like one of the first cards to do like 4K, like you could game in 4K, and I think the goal is more like 60 FPS, 30 to 60 for cinematic experience, not like competitive 4K. Nowadays, you can get two 2080 Ti's and do competitive 4K, 144 hertz, all you want. But this was back when they just wanted games to look beautiful, so that's why it's got that super high, it's got high bandwidth memory, because higher resolutions tend to use more VRAM to load scenes and stuff like that. So like a game like PUBG actually uses a lot of VRAM because it is loading scenes that are very beautiful, have a lot of graphically intensive stuff, so it needs that memory to load, and that's why it also uses a lot of regular RAM, because it's a lot of scenes, and that's why it's actually better to have PUBG downloaded on an SSD as opposed to a hard drive, because it does need all that loading and stuff like that, to put it simply. There's probably some more less basic words to use here, but I'm out of words for this video. But that's the point. I'm so excited to use this card in my editing rig, even if it's not amazing. I'm so excited because it's so interesting to have one of these. I'm actually really excited to have this card right now. It's really interesting, and I've actually also heard that in Crossfire optimized games such as GTA 5, it actually runs similar to a 1080 Ti, and I happen to have a 1080 Ti, so we can test that once I get a second one of these, hopefully in the future. I do plan, if I find one for like $100 again, or bid on it, to get another one and run them in Crossfire, which is just AMD's SLI, though this board will barely be able to fit two on it, because don't forget, this is like a super budget board. This is my budget build, but I do plan on getting a second one, running them in Crossfire, and testing them versus my 1080 Ti. Maybe I'll just put them all in the same system. Like, I could put 3 graphics cards in Threadripper because of the spacing. There is actually enough spacing. I could put 4 if I used my PCI Express extenders, which might be an option. Actually, that's how I could use to get one on here, but that's besides the point. I hope you guys enjoyed just learning about this graphics card. I'm too excited for it to really talk about it specifically, but who cares about specifications? It's awesome. 4 gigabytes of HBM. That might not seem like a lot, but that is a lot. I mean, of course, now AMD is like, let's get 16 of HBM too, but hopefully, I'm actually trying to get a Vega 64, but I'm only looking for the Silver Edition or the Liquid Cooled Edition, which is just like this, but very large and very much better. But that's the point. I hope you guys kind of enjoyed this weird video talking about the Fury X, my one of top 5, at least top 3 favorite graphics cards. At this point, thank you guys so much for watching. I love you guys, and I'll see you in the next one. Peace.